Hi, this is the Karaoke King, highly functional autistic Johnny, reviewing the upcoming Venom movie, as I quite enjoyed Spider-Man and Marvel and all that when I was a child. I'm about, I don't know, 6 years old. I remember it on Nickelodeon, or not Nickelodeon, was it? I forget the name of the channel, but I remember it was on like the same channel as like Power Rangers, and it was a good cartoon to watch early in the morning, or, you know, coming back from school at 5 o'clock. This was, I think this was before Pokemon. And I was quite hyped to see the 2007 or 8 version when it came out, the feature film of Spider-Man, the third one, which I wasn't... I liked the creation of Venom in that one, but I didn't like the movie as a whole, as most people didn't really like the movie as the third installment of that franchise of Spider-Man as a whole. To do a separate Venom movie it's possible. So sort of an anti-superhero, but it says it is an upcoming superhero movie. And of course, Sony Pictures is like designed all of the Marvel, CG'd all the creatures up to this point. Right. So the first trailer for this came out last July. So I'm gonna watch this and tell you my lot to put in one movie. I don't think there's an official trailer yet. What's this one?
Toby's doing a big wee down the stairs because he just earned a reward night with Hotels.com. So did that.
Are these all by Smasher? Wasn't the last one by Smasher?
Candy's tried legs, the Spider-Man comes softly through the shadow of the evening sun, stealing past the windows of the blissfully dead, looking for the victim shivering in bed, searching out fear in the gathering gloom, and suddenly there's nothing I can do when I realize with fright that the Spider-Man is having me for dinner tonight.
This seems a lot more... Yes, I like this trailer a lot better. That seemed a bit... Okay. Okay. Road, which I did see in cinemas. That was pretty decent. Peking Blinders, never seen that. Legend, never seen that. The Revenant, I think I've seen The Revenant. But Mad Max is pretty decent, and if he has flair for in Mad Max, he might be pretty decent for this. Okay, so Movies Web. So I guess if he says the movie is wrapped, that means it's been wrapped up and ready for... He's got definitely the body build for kind of...
Tom Hardy, what I found surprising was actually his humility. He was very humble, very down to earth, and you're able to communicate with him. Training Tom Hardy for Venom, he's a good guy, but more importantly, he's a good student. You know, receptive, open to learning, turns up, and I guess I'll give it to him. You know, whether it's boxing, kickboxing, whether it's some MMA, with some grappling in there, he's open receptive to it all. I'm impressed. I mean, he's definitely going to live up to the character because, I mean, he's dealing with a guy that turns into an 8'4" beast.
Okay. Okay, he turns into an 8'4" beast creature, but the point is, it makes the creature makes you feel like it's like an addiction. So when you bring it on, it makes you feel more than what you are. And it's like a drug. You want it more. You don't want to get rid of it once you had it. So size and power doesn't really matter, because Venom would take care of that for you. Whoever it takes over, right? But Venom, for Eddie Brock, Venom gets an attachment to Eddie Brock, or especially Eddie Brock himself in the cartoons. He definitely wants... It's kind of... Interesting. So this is a film. This is not a TV series.
final film out, how much are you going to miss it?
Okay guys, so it looks like we finally do have our first look at what Venom is going to look like. Now obviously there was some previous reports that indicated that he wouldn't necessarily be the Venom we all know and love from the comics, that he was going to look a little bit different. And now that we finally have a look at what it's actually going to look like, albeit this doesn't have the color on it just yet, there's a Photoshop here that actually does add the colors. You guys can kind of get a better sense of what it looks like. You definitely get a good indicator that this is the Venom we're all familiar with. Now, what's interesting here is I think that you see this is definitely a more beastly look, if that makes sense. Like, it's not the overly stylized like suit Venom, you can say. Like, you can tell there's like a bunch of flowing, I guess you could say, liquid matter that's like forming and the teeth that are jumping out. Like, it's going to look very, I almost want to say horror-ish in the way they're doing it. And not only that, when you look around the eyes and everything and how these are, you can quite clearly tell exactly where the white is going to go instead of where the black is going to be on the outline to form that Venom look that we all know from the comics. Now, what I find most interesting about this one is when you keep looking at it, you can kind of start to formulate the weird, like almost unnatural, almost like Giger-ish alien look it has, which I honestly think was the smartest direction to go with, because this is, make no mistake, an alien creature, so it should look weird. And if you look around where the tongue is coming out, right at the base of it, he almost has these things that look like they're going to, like, eject some sort of fluid or something. Like, I don't know what that's about, but it looks really, really interesting. Obviously, the sharp teeth and everything are there. Just everything looks very stylized in this. You know, if you had some doubts about this Venom movie before, you're probably still gonna.
Yeah, this is definitely not what I want from Venom. I agree, whoever that is. But it doesn't come out till October. If it's a horror film, it makes sense if they bring it out in October. So they're also bringing... So Tom Hardy is debuted as Venom.
Up this week, our
Strawberry and basil cheesecake.
Okay guys, so we all know that the Venom movie is still on track as of right now for the October 5th, 2018 release date, and of course Tom Hardy is still slated to be the star of the movie, although things can always change. I'm willing to bet he's probably going to stick with it. Now there's been a lot of speculation and, you know, people's ideas and theories out there, and, you know, there's been the recent confirmation that this movie is going to take place within the MCU. Now whether that still ends up being true, I guess we'll find out by the time the movie comes out, but today The Hollywood Reporter is confirming that the villain for the film is officially going to be Carnage. Now, no other details were given, but obviously this is quite a huge piece of information. I mean, the moment you use Carnage, you're arguably using the biggest villain that Venom has and his biggest opposition. There's really not another way you can take this, and any other symbiote just doesn't seem as threatening as Carnage. Now, the bigger question here is,
how do you use this character and how do you quickly build him up? I mean, if you're introducing Venom to the audiences for the first time and you have to build up his character, his story arc, who Eddie Brock is, and then you also have to do the same exact thing with Cletus Cassidy, and if it's part of the MCU, you also have to establish that the suit was at one point, or the symbiote was at one point, a part of Peter Parker, and explain that story.
Yes. That's a... Oh, it's this one again. So this says HD concept, right? So it's not the official trailer. It can't be. He doesn't... Yeah, but the last one was brilliant.
Toby's doing a big weed on this.
Let's see what other people say. Well, not brilliant, but... Okay, so Patrick Castor says, I hope they don't hold back, please make it dark and gory. Well, compared to this trailer, that seems what they're aiming for, which is pretty what most people are looking for in Venom. So I'm quite happy with that so far. Now, if they're introducing Venom and Carnage in the same movie, that's seems quite a bit too much to put into one. I guess they could do it if they're really careful. And October is a good time for a gory Marvel or a darker toned Marvel. So, less than 19 hours ago, Venom photo for Tom Hardy say the movie has wrapped. And an hour ago, Daily Express. And today is the 29th of the 1st, 2018. So we have Tom Hardy, Michelle Williams, Rid Ahmed, Jenny Slate. Other movies he's been in is Taboo. Okay, that's a I think that's a TV series from FX. Mad Max Fury. Yeah, because it in the last movie he was in, he was more playing on the symbiote side. it wasn't until after it gained the superpowers from Spider-Man that it got more stronger. So I don't know how they're gonna go around it without Spider-Man.
So did you, Spider-Man? You made a fool of Eddie Brock whenever you could. You cost me my job, my reputation.
So I could see the anger that Eddie Brock has for Spider-Man is implemented because they both hate Spider-Man, and that's why they are more. Because I haven't watched this in years, so I just had to watch this just to refresh my memory. But that's why they are more connected in that sense. That's why they like each other. The symbiote and Eddie Brock really like each other because they can get back, and they have a way of. They have some ability to mess with Spider-Man. Because.
My apartment? You just won't stop till you ruin me, will you? You can't do this. I already
So I'm just getting a good sense of the characters. Characteristics of how they should act, which you can't really see that in the trailer, in the film trailer.
I'll get you a deal with the last thing I do. Check the symbiote. Only wanted to make you stronger. Well, surprise, surprise. Now, we're one. Now, you're gonna pay. For now, we're poison to you, Spider-Man. That's why we call ourselves Venum.
That's not it. So this is supposed to take place after Spider-Man has been had a symbiotic relationship with Venom. But they haven't done that yet for this character, so it's going to be. It seems a bit awkward. Unless they're going to add it into another movie. But yeah, he's physically made for this role, definitely. Where's that thing I had earlier? Okay, I have some moderate hopes, but not like ultra high hopes that this will be brilliant. Now, if they're going like the way of the games, where Venom is like eating people, that kind of darkness, okay, but let's see if they release a second trailer, see if it... I don't remember in the cartoon that Venom had that kind of ability to say stuff like that he did in the trailer. I know it suited the trailer quite well, fairly well, and it did go to his character. It showed the dislike for Spider-Man that he has. Both Eddie Brock and the Thing, you know, in tandem, and the symbiote in tandem, right? So yeah, if he's good in other gross dark humor movies like Mad Max and 215, then yeah, I think I'll be looking fairly forward to it. Alright, so tell me what you think, and have a good day.